Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Kevin with survivalistboards.com. Let's talk about skinning knives. What makes a good skinning knife? What makes a poor skinning knife? Things to look for, things to avoid. We're just going to be talking in general about skinning. And, well, Kevin, how much experience do you have? Oh, that's a good question. That is an excellent question. I was raised out here, raised in rural, well, grew up in Bridge City, but grew up out here in rural southeast Texas, squirrel hunting with my dad, deer hunting, just doing all different types of activities, hiking, camping, backpacking, skinning deer, skinning rabbits, skinning squirrels. So, well, Kevin, why don't you have any skinning videos on your channel? Well, I'm glad you asked, guys. I'm real glad you asked. Is that if you post a hunting video and a skinning video, these social justice warriors, animal rights activists will report your video as animal cruelty. Several years ago, probably about 2008 or so, I posted a squirrel skinning video. And I found a forum where animal rights people were reporting various YouTube videos under criteria of animal cruelty. These were animal rights people, and they had a forum set up where, okay, report this video, I reported it, report these 3 videos, and they were working together as a group to take hunting and skinning videos down. My video of skinning the squirrel got flagged. My account was put on probation for something like 6 months. I'm not going back there. I'm not going back there. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Things to look for from my personal experience. Because we read from left to right and then come back down to the next line and read left to right, I started out with some examples to avoid. I've arranged these, like I said, from worst to best, from my opinion, over years and years of experience of skinning rabbits, squirrels, deer, different things, of what I feel works. But then again, we're talking about a topic that everybody's an expert in, right, guys? 4 pieces here that do not make good skinning knives. Big, heavy blades. Blades do not hold an edge, serrated blades, and all kind of little pores and stuff, all kind of little small areas for blood and other stuff, hair, meat, fat, little pieces of fat and stuff. I mean, just all kinds of stuff to get inside of. Not very good, not very good, not very good, not very good. But for their purpose, except for this one, that was my first survival knife. We did a video about that. Cold steel, heavy terrain chopper, excellent machete. Little knife that I found somewhere. I don't even remember where I found it at. I don't even know the brand name of it. I keep it in a backpack as like a backup knife. Keep it in there for the serrated edge. Snap-on multi-tool my fiance bought me. Okay, now since we've talked about what we are not looking for, heavy, long blades, will not hold an edge, serration. But Kevin, let me rephrase that. Kevin, why don't you want a serrated blade for? Guys, whenever you try to skin an animal with a serrated blade, the serrations pull the meat. They don't slice it. It just tears at the meat. Makes it it's very, very bad to try and skin a deer with a serrated edge. Let's talk about some knives. What you may consider your typical survival knife. And I've done some videos on some of these. Your Schrade SCHF 9. All right, Kevin, well, why ain't that a good skinning knife? I'm glad you asked. Because of the long, heavy blade. You start getting fatigued. You get this in there and you need to be able to make little fine cuts in that meat as you're pulling it apart. And you just need to be careful and you're working that. Blade's way too thick. Way too thick. This one here, the 36, I've not had the opportunity to skin a deer with this yet. It looks like it would be fine. I was kind of torn on whether this should go up here or down here on the good recommended level. So I've got it on kind of on both until I get more experience with it. I like the curved edge. It's going to slice really well whenever you get in there. Nice short blade. Able to move your finger up here closer to the blade. Get your thumb on there and get in there and just do the little fine cuts. Cold Steel Recon Scout, one of my favorite knives. I've had this one since the mid 1990s. I've skinned a couple of deer with it. Like I said though, I would like it if it would have had a notch right there where you can move your hand up a little bit and get it closer to the end of the blade to do those little fine cuts with. After skinning a couple of deer with this one, much prefer a shorter blade. Straight blade, no good slicing, rounded edge, tanto. It is just not really one of my favorite knives. It has its place, guys. It has its place. I have taken it camping. I have used it. It's that we're talking about skinning here. Skinning knives. We need a good slicing edge, and that little point right there it doesn't make a good slicing edge. Guys, you do not need the best of the best of the best to have a good skinning knife. If I had to pick one knife to use for the rest of my life for skinning small game, it would be a case knife, one that is not represented here, or else it would be on here all the way to the end at the best. I bought this Balisong little butterfly knife back in the 1980s. Little knife my sons gave me. Like I said, you do not need a top of the line knife for skinning game. What you do need, however, as referred up here to this knife, is you need something that will hold an edge. It has to hold an edge. It has to be easy to sharpen. Two main things: non-serrated, light thin blade, hold an edge, easy to sharpen. That's all there is to it. This one here is my daily carry for right now. Picked this up like at AutoZone or something. Broke the little tip off of it a few days ago. I like to carry a knife, some of these small pocket knives, for a year or so, get a good feel of them. This one here is done quite well. Easy to sharpen, holds a good edge, but like I said, it did break the tip off whenever I was using it on something. Little dollar convenience store knife. As long as it'll hold an edge and easy to sharpen, what more do you want? Gerber knife. Bought this several years ago. Just a little knife with a pouch. It's one of my little camping knives. So what you need right there, be able to get in there, that nice thin lightweight blade, nice rounded blade where you get in there and you pull that hide back, you get in there and you make them little cuts to separate the hide from the meat. That something like that is just right. We're down here to some small fixed blade knives. I've skinned a couple of deer with this one. I like it. It does not hold an edge very good. I bought it at Walmart, and I think it's like a Walmart exclusive for Gerber or something whenever they were selling it. I like the looks of it. Picked it up, but like I said, I wish it had a little thing, had a notch out right there, or where this was notched out, where I could get my finger up here in front of the handguard, because the closer your finger is to the tip, to the blade, shorter the blade, the more control you have in it whenever you're pulling that hide back and you're cutting and you want to try to save that hide and you're trying to separate the hide from the meat. I mean, you want something with a nice thin blade. Get in there, cut. Gerber Big Rock, Rocky National, one of my favorite knives. Well-rounded little camp knife. Spot for a lanyard attachment. Got your belt loop. I just wish it had a spot for a molly attachment, or molly, however you say it. Wonderful knife. Excuse me, wonderful knife. Like I said, I just wish it had a spot up here where I can move my hand up here and get a little bit more control of that blade whenever you're skinning. But that's fine. That is fine. A little bit, seems like it's a little bit thicker than the other one. my cousin leaving out. See the difference? I want that nice thin blade to be able to get in there and make those nice fine cuts. My jeans sure are upset about something. I don't know what's going on, but they are upset. Something that's not talked about very much for skinning deer is the fillet knife. If you've ever dropped your deer off at a meat market to be processed, chances are, well, at least around here, that they're going to be, that they will have something like a fillet knife on a sheath on their side. It's very thin, very nice blade. It's made for cutting very fine, stain-free, high-carbon German steel. Now, I'm not recommending this, just talking about it, so that you're able to pull that meat back and take that blade and get in there and slice it and just fold that hide away from that meat and just round it off. And I've seen a lot of guys working at the meat market skinning deer during deer season using knives like this. And after you're finished skinning your deer, or whatever you're working on, do you really want to take the time and get all the blood and meat and hair and stuff out of all these little spots? I mean, it is a pain. It is a pain to get out of there, especially after that blood dries. Working on that deer, gets on your hands, gets all dried. Getting blood and stuff out of here is an absolute pain. That's why I say that something like this is not very good. Yes, you can use it. It's far from my preferred. It's where you've got your straight knives at. Your fixed blade knives. Of where you just take it, you wash it off. It's like the fillet knife. There's nothing for blood to get inside of. Nothing for blood to hide. Nowhere for blood to hide. Just wash it off real good. Sanitize it. Soak it in some good hot water. Maybe a little bit of bleach, and you're good to go. Pocket knife. All the blood and stuff gets down inside of there, and you got to get it out. Even like my everyday carry knife. Now, like I said, I carry these knives for about a year and a half or so. See how they work. Get a new one. This one I've been carrying for about a year or so now. Get all the blood down inside those little places like that. It's just a pain to get out. What else? Would like the Gerber Big Rock. Just get it around those hex screws, hex bolts. Just wash it out real good. Down inside of there, and blood will get down in there, and you have to just take and dig it out. Where your lanyard attachment will get down inside there. You have to wash it out real good. I think that's it for now. I think we're at a good stopping point. Heavy, thick, long blade, no good. High stain. A lot of low carbon stainless steel blades, hard to sharpen, do not hold an edge, serrated, hard to clean. And that's just the basics of it. Just a nice, short blade, thin blade, where it's easy to clean. That's what we're looking for in a good skinning knife. That's what we're looking for. Alright guys and gals, I think that's it for now. And I will talk to y'all later. Let me know what you think of the video. Do you agree, disagree? Just give me some feedback. If you like the video, if you do like parts of the video, if you don't like parts of the video, if you'd like to see something else, just share how you feel. Share your thoughts. All right, guys and gals, I will talk to y'all later.